Hi there, welcome to this tutorial where you will learn how to create a keypad in Adobe Flash or Animate using Actionscript 3.0. So if I had to guess, some of you may be creating an escape game with a keypad and you're not sure how. As for me, I've created an escape game in which there's a safe with a keypad and you're going to have to go through the challenges or puzzles of the game to figure out the code. And the URL for this game is in the description below, so if you're interested, definitely make sure to go check it out. So anyway, let's see how the keypad will function. So when you click on one of the keys, it'll do a little click animation and it'll display it on here. And you press C, it'll erase everything. And if you type a false password, press enter, it'll be denied. If you type the correct one, press enter, it'll open. Also a disclaimer, the password I just typed, 1234, is not the same as the password in the game. So yeah, just a little heads up for you cheaters out there. I will not spoil if you're not a cheater, I will not spoil the code for you. So yeah, like I said, definitely make sure to go check out the game. So yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and get started on this tutorial. Alright, so here I'm creating a new document, Actionscript 3.0. And I'm also going to set this color. Let me just open this up, put it in my other screen so that I have the point of reference. Alright, so here let's create a screen. Use a rectangle tool, choose your color. It's about there, I like that. Alright, move it up. You can press Q to resize it. And you can also hold Alt, and it'll only do resize on one side instead of doing it on both. Just a little tip for anyone that didn't know how to do that. Alright, so now we have the screen here. I'll just put it smaller, right? And now let's lock that layer, create a new one, and name it Keys, and I'm gonna change the color. Increase the outline. I think that's about that right there is pretty good. Alright. I don't like this, so I'm just gonna change it up just a little bit right there. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I like that. Maybe no. Yeah, okay, right there. I like that. Alright. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is select everything, convert to symbol, name it num1. And make sure it's a button. Very important, make sure it's a button. Now it's gonna go under your library. It's gonna move that down here so that's easy for me. The colors. Alright, so now it's going to be stored under your library. And what you're gonna do now is, actually now, you also need to add the number. So go to text, and for this case write down 1 and change the colors, actually see it. And if you don't like the default fonts, you can definitely remove the properties in here. Okay, you can definitely change that up. So in my case, I like this one right here, maybe not extra bold right there. It's pretty good. Good, you can just change it up to whatever fits your boat. So I think that's pretty good right there. Now what we're gonna do is go to down and create a keyframe there. So what I'm doing here is whenever the user presses on this button, it'll do a little animation of the button being pressed. So select everything, hit Control T, and make it slightly. Make sure you constrain it. So there's a little chain icon here. And what that basically does is that when you adjust this, just like the width, it'll also adjust the height, so it'll keep that aspect ratio. So make it a little bit smoother about there. I think that's pretty good. Let me just test it out. Did I keep it the same? I think I kept it the same. Alright. Oops, my bad. Select it, Control T. Alright. What? Hold up. What is going on? Alright, it worked. Okay. Then you press it, just a little animation. Alright, now that's enough of that. Now what we're gonna do, let's go to the library, duplicate this from num 0 to 9, and num C, and enter. Alright, so here I've duplicated from num 0 to 9, C, and enter. Now what you're gonna do, and get back to your scene, and you're gonna drag everything else. So drag everything onto the scene. And right now it's all going to be 1, but after I place everything down, I will adjust. I will change all of them. Sorry. I'll change all the numbers. And while you're dragging, look at the little line to make sure everything is proportionate. I think I messed up here a little. I dragged num1 twice. Let me just move that back here. Alright, bad. Sorry about that. Since num0, when I created num0 here, it went all the way up there since it's alphabetized. So I dragged the wrong one by mistake. Alright, so num7 is next. Alright, so yeah, I think that's about okay. Also, I'm gonna adjust the size of everything. So Control A, Q, increase the size. Alright, lock the screen again. Actually no. Select this, hit Q, and hold Alt and drag this so that it fits properly. If you are having that issue. Alright. Now I'm gonna move this slightly up. Up there is good. Okay, now right now it's all 1 and you don't want it to be all 1. So you go through, double click on it, on the button, and you can go through all of them and change the values respectively. Make sure you do it on both the up and the down. Alright, now since the enter key. Alright, I think that's pretty good. Let's just test it out. Alright, as you can see, all the buttons. They make a little animation and I have a little. I messed up here. I forgot to change the number and the hit. So let me just go back and do that real quick. Alright, so now everything is the way you wanted. Alright, now so you're gonna give everything an instance name. So num1 for 1, num2, num3, num4, and so on. Alright, so now I've given everything an instance name, so that I can reference the button with that name. So now let's go ahead and get to the coding section. Alright, so now definitely make sure to save your project so that you do not lose your progress. So now click on the keyframe, click F9 to go to the Actionscript, or go to Window, Actions. Alright, and now here, what we're going to be doing is defining variables. So what let's create a variable for the password. Let's name passkey string equal, let's say 1234, just this case. Alright. Also, a little thing I forgot to do. We're gonna use a text tool. Also name this Actionscript and create another layer below it. Get the text tool and create a box. Oops. Create a box. Just write something on it. Click, get this mouse, and adjust the positions to your likings. Alright. Right there. Increase the size. I think I like that right there. And also go under paragraph and format it to the left. And also move it slightly to the left. About there is good. Alright. Also change the color. I like this green. Right there. That's alright. Maybe blue. Alright. Blue's good. Alright. And make sure this is dynamic text. Dynamic. And give it instance name of, let's say, display text. Alright. And now you're gonna do the same thing, so let's also name this, create another layer, name it display axis, and go to the display text layer, copy this, go back to display axis, and paste it, and put it right on top of each other. And this one you'll rename it to display axis, and also don't have anything on there. Alright, so now you have two dynamic texts. One is locked, so I can't select it. So you have two different dynamic texts. One for the number, so if you type 1234, it'll display 1234, and another will be the axis. So if you input the wrong key, the wrong passcode, then it'll say denied. Alright, let's get back to the code, to the Actionscript. And next, we will create another variable. Let's call it, let's see, display num. String equals, did we name it display num or text earlier? Display access, display text, okay. How about let's change this to num, just so that you know we're clear. It's number one, and let's name this display text. Alright, and what this is doing is, what we're gonna do with this is basically store one of the user types, user presses on this, and then set the text of this, of the dynamic text, to this string. They're also gonna do this with display access text, and it's gonna be a string again. Initialize it to nothing. Now we're gonna create an event listener for each of the buttons. So let's do num1 dot add event listener, and num1 is the name for your key, and do mouse event dot mouse underscore down, and give it a name. So for my case, I'll just do click num1. Alright, and you're gonna do this with every single button. So paste it a couple times, Whoops, my bad, I accidentally pressed Control Enter. Okay, I'm sorry. I am sorry. What have I done? Alright. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm just gonna go through everything, change the name. Alright, so now we've added an event listener that listens for the user to press one of the keys, one of the buttons. So next, we're gonna create, we should go back up here. We're gonna create a function called numDisplay and give it a parameter of string. Alright, and here what we're gonna do. So create an if statement and write down display.text.length is less than, in my case I'll do 4. So here I'm doing this to limit how many numbers the user can type. So I'm just gonna make limit 4, so the user can only have 4 numbers in the display. But you can set that to whatever you like, let's say 5. Alright, so now this is what's gonna happen when the user clicks it. So let's change display access text to nothing. So every time, so when the user clicks on the buttons, the display access text, which is the axis, it goes to nothing. And remember, this name is not the same as the text up here. This is just a string. We will assign it to that text later. And display text plus equals num. So here what we're doing is when the user clicks on it, so remember we're giving it a parameter of string. So whenever we call on this function, it's going to be written as such, and so it's going to be written as such. So when this is being called, this function, when you write this function will be called with the parameter of 1. So the num will be replaced with 1, or 2 if you'd like that. So 2 if you want to click 2. So yeah, it'll add 1 or 2 or whichever number you press to this text, to that string. Sorry. Then now here you're going to display num. So this is going to be whatever you named your dynamic text up there. Display text equals display num. Oops. Display text. Yeah. So here you're going to set the text of the dynamic text to that string. And you're going to do the same thing you're going to do the same thing with a display access text. Alright, so that's just a function here. Now we're going to create another function 12 times, and there we'll be defining what each mouse event is going to do. So function clicked num1, and it's going to be an event, mouse event. Alright, and we're gonna be calling on the function with the parameter 1, right? So let's say I'm gonna comment this section for now, since we've only added the function for 1. So let's test. There's an error. Alright, I probably misspelled something. Let me just check on that. So click num1. I've misspelled function. Alright. Alright, sorry about that. I've had a couple errors. I'm sorry, I'm only human. So here, I've misspelled. I put extra T there. And also here it should be display text, not display dot text. That's gonna be the string variable up here. Alright, and it is, yeah, I think that should fix the error. Alright. So here now look, every time I press 1, it's gonna add 1 to the end here. As you can see, there's a limit of 5, and that's prevented with this one if statement. Also here you can see in the output there's a little error that says fonts should be emmed for any text. So to fix this, you're gonna go to the properties, click on one of the buttons, any button, click on the font, click on the number, and make sure under the style, click emmed, and click character ranges all. Alright. Now, when you run it, it should fix the problem. As you can see, so now it works with 1. Now you're going to do the same thing. You can do the same thing for all of the buttons. Except you're going to be replacing the 1 here with the represented number. So let me just do that real quick. Just copy and paste. Alright, so now I've added it for 1 through 9 and 0. And now here we're at the C. And here we're going to be erasing what's on the display. So to do that, you're going to do display text equals nothing. And you're going to say that display text. So this dynamic text here is this string variable. Anyway, so next we're going to be doing clicked num enter, and so now what we're doing when the user presses the enter, if it is correct, then it'll erase the display and it'll open up the save. And if it's false, then you're gonna clear everything from the display num, but you're gonna add denied to the display axis. So to do that, you're gonna say display text equals nothing, so you're erasing it, and you're gonna do one second. You're going to have an if statement which says display text is equal to pass key, which is the variable that you defined earlier. Also make sure to remove the comment. So the passkey that you created up here, if that display text is equal to passkey, you're going to add braces here. And in this case, you just be else. You don't really need else if. Alright, so if it is correct, so this is correct, then your display text is going to be empty. Alright, and it's going to, let's say in this case, go to and stop. In my case, I'm just gonna, for the sake of the tutorial, I'm gonna create a new frame, and I'm gonna I'm gonna write something. Let's say, congratulations. Alright, obviously this is not what you can be doing, but that's gonna be dependent on what you're trying to accomplish. That's gonna be different for everybody. In my case, it was a save, but it could be different for you. Anyway, so if it's not equal, then you're going to be doing display text equals nothing. So either way, you're going to be erasing the display text or the num, and display axis text denied. Alright, and you're just going to be citing them to the dynamic text. So these two strings. Oops, misspelled. Alright. So we're going to set up the dynamic text equal to the string. Alright. So that should be right. I'm pretty sure there's some errors. Okay. What did I miss? Ah. I put a space up there by accident. Sorry about that. Alright. Oh yeah. Also make sure you write stop at the very beginning, otherwise it's gonna loop your entire loop the frames. Alright, let's run the program. If you type a false password, press enter, it says denied. If you type something, press C to erase. And if you type 1, 2, 3, 4, the correct password, press enter. Congratulations. So yeah, that's pretty much about it for this tutorial. I'm really sorry if I went really slow. I wanted to make everything clear and make it as beginner friendly as possible, and I'm not very good at explaining, so I'm really sorry if some of the parts didn't really make sense to you. So because of that, definitely make sure to comment down below if you're having any problems. And also, if you'd like to know how to add sound effects, so every time you click a button it makes like a little ding, or if you get it correct, it'll be like, yay. Or if you get it wrong, it'll be like, nah. So yeah, if you'd like to know how to add sound effects, definitely check out the first link in the description, or wait until the end of the video, and there's gonna be a little frame where you can click on it and watch that video. So yeah, again, thanks for watching. I really hope that made sense to you. And if you happen to create an escape game, definitely comment the URL to that in the comment section. I'd love to play it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day.